Well, howdy, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Today's Bread. Now, this week's topic is the way of righteousness, and today's portion highlights the recipient of righteousness. Now, the scripture reference, Romans 1, verses 14 through 17. Now, since the grace of God restored Paul's relationship with God, he was determined to proclaim that same source of healing to everyone. Paul emphasized that the gospel is not limited in scope. It is available to all, regardless of race or social status, verses 14 and 15. Now, note that the Greeks, anyone who was not Greek, was considered a barbarian. Now, Paul laid out a description of the gospel's audience in terms that included everyone. All Christians, we possess the one gift that could make a real difference in our society and in the lives of those that live around us. The problem in our troubled world will only be solved through reconciliation between the sinner and God. If we truly want to make a difference, we must invest our time and energy in sharing the gospel with everyone in our community. There are some Christians who hesitate to share the gospel because, they are afraid of rejection. Others struggle to overcome shyness at approaching evangelism. Some, sadly, fail to share because they are ashamed of its teachings. Paul offered two clear reasons why he was not ashamed of the gospel. He knew that it had the power to transform people from wickedness to righteousness, and he recognized that the gospel reveals the righteousness of God, verses 16 and 17. Now, Paul put his life on display as a witness to what the resurrection power of the gospel could do in a person's life. Christians must reject the temptation to be afraid in sharing the gospel. Through the words and lives of those who have experienced the power of the gospel, the lost should see the life-changing love of God in action. Thank you for joining us. I want to encourage you to come be a part of God's family. Well, Tuesday's prayer focus. Pray for strong marriages and families and for protection against cultural forces that seek to dismantle God's design for the family. Now remember, Jesus, he's coming back soon. Here's Tuesday's blessing. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. That's according to Exodus 14:14. Now may today's bread strengthen your walk with the bread of life, Jesus.